everybody. We're going to watch Nick Fuentes' latest video, his takedown of Candace Owens. I skipped a couple minutes in to get right into it, so here we go.
Model. He's 6'8", blonde and handsome. Like, yeah, you got me beat. Way more aura. But who has more aura than him? I mean, you're probably he's probably top 10 on the planet with aura. So that's not saying much.
Trevor Mervine sent $20. It's crazy how artificially boosted Berlin Hollyhand has been in the past 2 days. It's an insult if this is the guy that's supposed to succeed Charlie Kirk. At this rate, I dare say I'll miss having Charlie Kirk as political opposition. I think it's really more sad than anything. It seems like we cared more than they did.
Dude, the Brylan Hollyhand thing is crazy. Did you see this? So Brylan Hollyhand, he was sort of on my radar. I've seen him before. He's like 18 years old. I think he's from Alabama. He's like your typical like hick conservative. And I say that like, you know, the type. Like he's wearing a golf shirt. He's wearing his khakis. He's going to, I think, University of Alabama or something. He's got the Southern drawl. He's on Fox News with all the typical talking points and everything. So he's been on my radar. And when Charlie Kirk dies, this guy is like giddy. He is such a cynical, sociopathic operator. And I can recognize that. I see it. I get it. Total dark triad sociopath. He's going around selling himself like I'm going to be the successor, but telling everybody Charlie wants no one can replace him. He wants us to pick up the microphone. That's why I'm going to be the one to do it. And now after Charlie Kirk died, he immediately goes on Twitter and says, I'm partnering with Turning Point to do a campus tour. It's called the One Conversation at a Time Campus Tour. We're going to 10 campuses. I'm in a private jet. I'm hitting the streets. I'm going to all these campuses. Now, when I saw that announcement, I'm thinking, I thought Turning Point had this other campus tour. They got Tucker. They got Megyn Kelly. They got like big names. So I'm thinking, is this like a pilot program? That's kind of weird. Turning Point has an official campus tour to like honor Charlie Kirk, and it's got Michael Knowles, Tucker, like celebrities. And then here you got this 18-year-old college freshman with like no following, and he's like, Turning Point is sponsoring my tour. It's called the One Conversation at a Time Tour. And I'm like, okay, so maybe he's like a new recruit. You know, they're like testing it out. Well, it turns out he just lied. That's not a thing. Like, he made it up. He went to 10 different local chapters and said, hey, will you host me? And they said, yeah, sure. And so then he goes on Twitter and says, this is a thing.
That's such a ballsy move immediately after Charlie Kirk is assassinated in front of the world.
That'd be like if I said, I'm going to go to 5 different McDonald's and eat lunch there. And then I went on Twitter and said, I'm partnering with McDonald's on the One Big Mac at a Time tour, sponsored by McDonald's, sold out crowd. I just had 3 Big Macs at the LaGrange McDonald's. Like, do you understand the difference? He called up 10 local chapters like college kids and was like, hey, can I do an event? I'll drive there. And they're like, sure. Okay, let's schedule it for this weekend. And then he goes on Twitter and represents it as though like Turning Point sent him, go, Brylan, do what Charlie would have won, complete his legacy, finish what he started. Like, that did not happen. That's crazy. That's so bold.
It is bold. He's right about that.
And now he's getting called on the carpet for it. And rightfully so. What a snake, man. What a sociopath. You fucked up. He almost got away with it, too. But Tyler Boyer called him out. He's a Turning Point action guy. So I saw that. I was like, wow. I thought he was a sociopath before because the guy's a total fake. Everything about him, he's media trained. He's like wrote a stupid fucking book, another book, you know, his book is called One Generation Away. It's from that Ronald Reagan quote. The Ronald Reagan quote, freedom is never more than 1 generation away from extinction. 1 generation away, how Gen Z is being like gay and pro-Israel. He's on Fox News every week. He's like the fakest human being I've ever seen.
He is abnormally weird and fake and kind of twinky for a conservative 18-year-old Gen Z, I guess.
And then he did that. I was like, wow, like that's bold. I thought he was fake before. That's like next level. Next level. That's like some next level sociopathy, grifting, conserve. Like Charlie Kirk, maybe that is his successor, because that is some serious next level social climbing, manipulation. So I was sort of impressed. But yeah, Brylan, the old Brylan Hollyhand, I can't wait to see him get pressed on Israel. Everybody's going to be the next big conservative star until they get pressed by the Groypers saying like, hey, what do you think about Jews running America? And you get some yokel from Alabama who's like, Israel's our closest ally. Israel's our greatest friend in the Middle East. Y'all, Israel's like that old neighbor you can always count on. You know, when you're pushing your tractor and you run out of gas and you go to your neighbor and you're like, hey, can I borrow some sugar for my pancakes? And they're like, sure, neighbor, we're doing things different around here. Israel's sort of like that when they need missiles. Like, that shit does not fly when it's fucking 100 Groypers deep asking you about dancing Israelis and like Jewish billionaires. Just doesn't work. Sorry, pal.
Nick is getting into his comedic years because goddamn, he's getting funnier and funnier. I will say though, it is easy to talk about Israel and America if you know the facts. Just a couple weeks ago, when they announced that the UN announced that it was officially a genocide, there were over 250 U.S. politicians, primarily state and local politicians, but they were over there doing a tour on the same weekend that they announced a genocide.
That whole country bumpkin, down home, aw shucks thing, it just doesn't work. Sorry, bud. You're gonna have to get a little more sophisticated. You're gonna need to download a little more internet. You're gonna internet a little harder. In the words of Candace Owens, maybe I internet too hard. Brylan Hollyhand is about to find out the hard way what happens when you don't internet hard enough. Bro is not born of the trial by fire on the fucking far right internet, on Twitter, on 4chan. It's going to be a rude awakening, okay? He's giving like serious homeschooled by his grandparents energy, like the Walmart yodeling kid. He's like homeschooled by Mima. And it just isn't going to fly, dude. Like your classmates, half of your classmates are part of a satanic cult. They worship school shooters. The other half are like making Hitler edits. They're watching America First in study hall. Like it's just not going to work anymore. Okay, dude, it isn't 2005 anymore. So that was the program. That's how it did used to work. It doesn't work that way anymore. So Charlie Kirk was maybe the last person that could get away with that.
Skeptical on Kirk being killed by Israel. Yet Erika, Kirk's mom, worked with Homeland Security and DoD. Her father a chairperson/president for Raytheon Israeli Limited. Easy to find online. This same division that coordinated with Lockheed and built the Iron Dome. Now she is PUSA. Watch it become a pro-Israel advocacy group.
None of that is true. What is actually true is that the stepfather got a contract for Raytheon from last year, the first contract ever, for $6,500. He had nothing to do with the Iron Dome. He is, however, has a specialty in electromagnetic pulse technology, defensive electromagnetic pulse technology, and it's a very strange story. In fact, ChatGPT blocks all of this information about this guy. His name is Larry Guinta, and he basically specializes in getting through the apocalypse. So the actual story is stranger than this nonsense about the Iron Dome that they built 20 years ago, and Raytheon didn't have anything to do with the Iron Dome. It was a company called Raphael, I believe. But anyway, I've got a video about this. We'll move on.
Dude, it is a pro-Israel. What are you talking about? What do you think Turning Point is? Do you think this was the Institute for Historical...
Charlie was always going to be pro-Israel. He was going to change his stance on the Israeli government's agenda. Those are two very different things.
Research? Was this the Charles Martel Society? Is a Stormfront? Iron March? This is Turning Point USA. It is a pro-Israel advocacy group. What are you talking about? Were you born yesterday? That, like, you guys, that's the part I can't get over. So you're skeptical about Kirk being killed by Israel. Now his wife is taking over. Watch Turning Point become pro-Israel. Dude, they were Zog headquarters. He's coaching Lord Netanyahu on how to rape America with propaganda. What are you talking about? If Turning Point wasn't a pro-Israel.
And he's so aggressive, but I will tell you what, every single time Bibi Netanyahu does a American press tour, terrible things happen. Every single time.
Israel outfit. What is a pro-Israel outfit, huh? That's crazy. To the extent, look, Erika Kirk is a spook. I've seen enough. Erika Kirk is a plant. We all know that. That is a fact. That is basically established. She was shopping around for a political husband. God knows where she comes from. She found one in Charlie Kirk. Do you think Charlie Kirk is the Riz master? He's not a good...
He absolutely rizzed her up and down. There's an interview on my page if you want to see it about how they met. But basically, Charlie saw her from a distance, called her in for a job interview at TPUSA. Quickly, inside the job interview, said, "You know what? I'm actually not interested in hiring you, but I am interested in dating you." And she was taken aback by that. And then he said, basically, you have 24 hours to decide when we go out to dinner tomorrow night, and that worked on her. But every interview, every bio about how they met, they go deep that Charlie pursued her and not the other way around.
Looking guy, dude. You know what she said on a podcast? I saw a clip of her on a podcast, and she said, I can't focus with him in the room because I'm just going to be looking at him. Now, that's some good acting. Now, you had me. Then I saw that clip. You know, maybe you had me when she did the first speech next to his chair.
Early on, Charlie did look goofy a lot of the time, but he got a lot of his tics and weirdness under control after years of media training. He wasn't a bad-looking guy.
But when I saw that clip and she said, I'm not...
I mean, he's not 5'5". I think Charlie Kirk was like 6'5". So I'm sensing a little jealousy here from Nick Fuentes.
Not going to be able to focus with him in the room. He's too handsome. It's like, now that's some bad acting. That is some serious, that is a serious acting job. So I think she's a plant, obviously. But does that mean that they took him out to put her in? Not necessarily. I think that it's a political marriage. She's an operative. He's an operative. He happened to be killed. She's going to take over his responsibilities. It is what it is. I agree. I think she is not who she says she is, because there's all these clips coming out. She's in a music video. She's on these reality TV shows. I'm hearing she dated other people in the conservative movement. It's like...
She's 35 years old. Was she not supposed to have a boyfriend for 15 years before meeting Charlie? The music video is particularly bad and weird, but everything else is very documented. We could get into all of the allegations from Romania, but all of that is bullshit.
Why is it that that's always the background? Alex Clark was on a reality show. Now
it wasn't a reality show. She was like a guest star on a single episode of some like summer house reality TV show, but it was not a dating show or whatever they claim it was.
Now she's doing a Turning Point show. Charlie Kirk's wife was on a reality show and a music video. Now she's a Turning Point. It's almost like you have these women or people in general.
She was going to be an actor early on. It's very normal for up-and-coming actresses to star in music videos to add to their resume.
But especially women who are with a talent agency or they're with some agency, they'll do anything to be famous. They'll do anything to get in front of the spotlight. And then they find themselves marrying these like conservative guys or doing conservative political shows. Isn't that interesting? Candace Owens is another one.
I'm going to stop him right there. She was already active in the conservative movement, and by the time she met Charlie, she had already started some sort of ministry app that I haven't really looked into, but basically it's a Bible study app. And between that and the charity and training as an actress, it sounds like the perfect person that you would want as your trophy wife conservative heir to your empire?
She's another wannabe fame whore, another
Oof.
clout whore. That's just what she is. She's the ultimate clout whore I've ever seen. You know where she came from? She sued one of her classmates for being racist. Then she started a company doxing people for being racist. Then she became the spokesperson of Blexit. So what is with all these conservative women that they'll do anything to be famous? They stumble into conservative politics and then they marry into political royalty.
To be fair, I did some real stupid stuff when I was young, and frankly, so did Nick Fuentes. The doxing website is pretty intense that Candace created, but she shut that down pretty quickly. I'm not a Candace Owens sympathizer to any real extent, but she is a voracious investigator.
Candace marries George Farmer. Erika marries Charlie Kirk. That's what's suspicious about all this. Charlie Kirk was a shill. Doesn't deserve to die, but that's what he was.
I disagree with that. I think Charlie Kirk was pretty authentic the entire time, and being able to adjust your opinion or your ideology is an important aspect that most politicians can't do and won't do. And I think Charlie proved that he was willing to change his mind.
His wife was put with him in an arranged marriage. That could not be more obvious.
Not obvious at all.
With each passing day, you know, for 1 week, nobody wanted to say it. Then the memorial, people questioned the fireworks. Then they kept pushing, and people started to say, all right, you know what? Go Ducks? Really? You see that? Then we start seeing the clips. Then we start finding out the parents' background, her background. Now people are saying, all right, enough. She want to be the widow, whatever. But she seizes control of
the parents' background is far less interesting than the stepfather's background. The parents, Lori Francvi, I've done a couple videos on her doing a breakdown of her bio, and she is adjacent to defense. And the father, Kent Francvi, they got divorced in the early 90s, but then worked for the mother's company for decades as basically a auditor for defense contract operations for different contractors, and he did that for something like 20 years. So he's not that interesting. But the guy who is interesting, like I said before, is the stepfather who holds patents in electromagnetic pulse defense technology, and added Lori Francvi as the primary name on all of his patents for some reason.
Group. They start pushing her everywhere, and that's what it is. It's a calculated political breakout moment. All right, well, now you need to be scrutinized, and people are finding it to be very clear what she represents. Yeah, I'm fully on board that train at this point. People made it out like they were... It's so ridiculous. They made it out like this was a couple that was converting to Catholicism, okay? They said she's a traditional Catholic. He was converting. He was on the verge of turning against Israel. We found out none of that is true.
All of that was true. Confirmed today. Sorry, Nick, this isn't going to age well for you.
She's an apostate. She was Catholic, became non-denominational. He was not going to convert at all. He was non-denominational too. They were not turning against Israel at all.
False. And Charlie, to be fair, has been quoted as not just praying with the rosary, but religiously attending Catholic Mass because he preferred the architecture and stained glass, and that everybody around the world was doing basically the same thing on Sundays.
We don't know who she is. She took over from him. That's who these people are. That's what they were.
There's an awful lot of information about who Erika Francvi is. There's not a lot of information about who she was between the ages of 8 and 12. If he's referring to that, then he's right about that.
Then that's what they are now. Is it tragic that he died? Absolutely. It's terrifying that there's going to be more political violence. I hope that's not the case, but let's just be so for real. Let's be so honest about what happened. Now that the dust has settled, we could be a little bit more direct here. So yeah, that's crazy.
Blue sent $50. Candace a freak FR.
This is so Wang half, dude. Did you see that clip of Candace Owens? What did she say? What's the quote? I gotta pull it up. Who's got the clip? Dude, that was crazy. I didn't even think it was that hot though, at all. Candace Owens, crazy clip. What is it? Well, how could I even find this? If I just search Candace Owens. What's wrong with you, Mom? That's what she says. Let's Candace Owens free.
I don't know what clip he's talking
Try
about.
that.
Get to ask those questions. You don't get to ask those
Oh, she's
questions.
leaning in.
What's wrong with you, Mom? Why are you so scared?
Ugh. Oh, man. People were saying that's hot. I don't think that's hot. I think it's just kind of... She's like pretending to be crazy. Real crazy would be hot. She's like pretending to be crazy.
He said real crazy would be hot.
And she just comes across like retarded to me. Let's play it again.
You don't get to ask those questions. What's wrong with you,
What is he
Mom?
doing here?
Why are you so scared?
Oh. Oh, man. I've seen this like 100 times in the past few days. Oh, jeez. She's lost it, man. She is full-blown Looney Tunes. Does she even know what's going on anymore? One day it's the Israel, then it's the feds, then it's an inside job, then it's Dairy Queen, then it's the Society of Bee Worshippers, then it's Brigitte Macron. Like, bro.
He's clearly not actually watching her because she's tying everything together pretty nicely, and as of yesterday and today has came with all of the receipts.
Take your medication. That's crazy. She needs to get 5150'd. And I know that's like a sensitive subject because we're mutual friends of Ye. When you're crazy, sometimes that you just need the help,
You don't
right?
get to ask those questions. What's wrong with you, Mom? Why are you so scared?
Like you could see what she's going for. Like she's trying to sound crazy. She's trying to imitate like a crazy person, but it's just whatever this is, it's not working. Eesh.
You don't get to ask those questions.
What is that? You can see now George Farmer. You can see why he hit. George Farmer is facing a $500 billion defamation lawsuit from the French government. Crazy bitches will make you do stuff like that, I guess. Maybe they make
$500 billion is a wild number to pull out of your ass.
it worth it.
What's wrong with you, Mom? Why are you so scared?
Ugh. Oh, man. I don't know. I'm not a fan of all that. She seems retarded and crazy. That clip was just unhinged. I was disturbed. I actually feel sorry for her now.
Nickerson sent $30. Don't want you to be with a Slavic HG. Why want you be with a Scandinavian scared to get some hide in your genetics?
I just don't like their whole deal, you know?
The commenter asked, get some height in your genetics, and he's not even responding to that. That's funny.
They're too different from Italians. I'm going to need someone German, French. You know, the Scandinavians, they just give off like a weird vibe to me. That's just me, personally. I don't dislike them. They just give off a different vibe.
They're also super progressive. I think you're going to have a hard time finding a conservative Scandinavian by Americans and conservative standards.
Like, because me, I'm like fiery, I'm intense, I'm like hot-headed. And I feel like Scandinavians are too friendly, too like laid back. They're just kind of like
Super friendly. In high school, there was a Scandinavian foreign exchange student, and we hung out for a couple days, and she wanted to fuck like that weekend. I was like 15 years old.
I was
Did not happen.
playing Call of War the other day, and I was losing to this Scandinavian guy, and I was like, you know, you're fucking trash. You suck at this game. I just looked at your record.
What the hell is Call of War?
You lose every game. You're nothing. And he was like, LOL. Sorry, dude. Like, I didn't mean to attack you. Like, I was trying to be allies. He was so unbothered. And I feel like that's how Swedish and Scandinavian people are. They're too passive. Passive, laid back. It's just too much of a culture shock. Their food sucks. So I don't know. Maybe it's a bad fit, you know. I need someone a little more similar to me.
Ole Miss Groypers sent $20. Ole Miss just defeated LSU and are now the number 4 team in the nation. Girls are hotter down here, and they're more willing to be housewives. Their dads will also agree with 97% of your takes. If you come to Ole Miss on Halloween weekend, we will teach you how to shotgun a Four Loko with your teeth. We are your people, Nick.
You're really not, dude. That's such a mystery. If you watch my show and think that's my people, I don't know what show you're watching. Like, He must have just switched channels by accident. Is this a super chat for Theo Vaughn or something? Like, different show. Ole Miss, this got to be bait, too. we defeated LSU. The girls are hotter and willing to be housewives, and their dads are based. Awesome. Great. Oh, and shotgunning for Loco? Yeah, it sounds right up my alley. I'm a real party animal. And trad girls? Awesome. Awesome. I just can't with the Southern thing. Listen, I like Southern people. I'll be friends with them. It's fine, but it isn't for me, okay? I'm a Yankee. I'm from Chicago. It's just, we're too different. I'm sorry. Same thing with the Scandinavians. It's just that's not my scene.
There's good Russian food in Chicago at Russian Tea Room. The pelmeni are excellent. Totally not confusing like all that trendy Asian food. Just glorious salty sausage dumplings, Latin cross emoji.
Why would I go and eat Russian food? We have good food here. I went to a Russian restaurant in LA. I think I've told this story, and it was look, it's poor people food, but not even like, it's like peasant food. Dumplings with potatoes in them, and like borscht, and what else? Like fish on crackers. It's like, this is not, it's the 21st century. We don't have to live like this anymore. I'm not a feudal peasant. Like, I'm not.
Agreed, Russian food is terrible.
This isn't the 18th
Although, if beef stroganoff is Russian, I'm not sure it is, but that may be the one exception.
century in the permafrost region of Siberia. Like, we don't need to live like this. The Industrial Revolution happened. We have abundance. You know, it has wrecked our culture and our soul, but at least materially, it provides cheap and available meat and produce. So why would we eat at a Russian restaurant? There's Mexican restaurants, there's Italian restaurants, there's French restaurants, there's fucking hamburgers, for crying out loud. There's cheap and plentiful hamburgers as far as the eye can see, steakhouses. What is the need? We've evolved past the need for Russian food. We've evolved past the need to eat like purple soup and cabbage and pickled fish on crackers. We don't need to live like that anymore. We could get filet. You can have whatever you'd like. So thank you for that. Yeah, I've heard of the Russian Tea Room. A friend of mine recommended it to me. Maybe I'll go there just for fun. But yeah, why are we doing that? I don't understand. I've had it before. It's kind of, I have mixed feelings about it. How good could it be? Guys, it's pickled fish. It's pickled fish on toast. You ever wake up and say, man, I'm starving. I could really go for some pickled fish on little crackers, and purple soup with no meat in it. That would really hit the spot. You know what hit the spot? Mayonnaise and cabbage in a salad. Like, what? No, thank you, man. Especially in Chicago, we can eat here. Italian beef, gyro, tacos, steakhouses. You know, we know how to eat here.
21F nurse from ATL. Both mom and stepdad have taken the red pill. Little brother might be too young to watch, but eventually I'll put him on. PBD show was awesome. Hoping for more of those kinds of talks and collabs in the future. God bless you and the family. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you. I love when they put their age in there. Hi, I'm a 21-year-old girl, and then the message is generic. My mom and stepdad. We got to get a red flag. Can the producer buy a red flag, a red pendant, or pen? What is it? What's the tiny flag? A pennant? Pendant? I don't know, but we need like a tiny red flag. Holy, I red pilled. No offense.
Are there actually people in his room producing this show? I've never actually heard someone speak back to him before.
No offense. I'm 21 years old and red pilled. My stepdad loves your show. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. I'm not trying to be hurtful. You sound like a nice person, but holy. Listen, I'm from an intact family. I'm an intactivist. I want a wife that, I'm being presumptuous. You probably have a boyfriend. He's probably 6'7", but yeah, I don't know about all that. 21F, huh? I'm totally red-pilled and based. No, hey, but I appreciate it. God bless you. Keep red-pilling everybody. Look, you can't control your family dynamics. I'm just teasing you and giving you a hard time. But I'm glad you like the show. W, stepdad. He stepped up, man. He stepped up. God bless. W, mom. W, step. W, little bro. Put him on. Put that little nigga on, bro. No, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Groyper Catholic mom of 5 sent $20. I'm a Groyper mom of 5 kids and just recently started listening to your podcast every day while I cook dinner for my family. I am learning so much and can't thank you enough. I pray for your safety daily as if you were my son and invoke St. Michael to be with you today, his feast day, and always. You are brave, Nick. Christ is King.
Wow, thank you very much for the kind message. Love to hear it. We love Groyper moms. We love Groyper dads. We love Groyper moms. We love big Groyper families. That's so wholesome. I love cooking dinner, got the show on, getting ready for dinner with the Groyplings. Uncle Groyper, Grandpa Groyper, Groypling number 1, Groypling number 5. I love, that sounds so wholesome. That sounds nice. I'm glad you like the show. I gotta watch the language though for the Groypling families. It's so hard though. I have such a foul mouth because I just get animated. I feel strongly. I throw it out there for emphasis, but I gotta clean it up for the families out there.
Did you see the article about the woman in Naperville who put a MAGA bandana on her dog and the immigrant DoorDash driver shot it?
No, I didn't see that. That's terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, they gotta send these people back. That super chat doesn't even sound real. Is that a real story? An immigrant DoorDash driver shot my dog for wearing a Trump hat. That sounds like Grand Theft Auto Radio. One of these immigrant DoorDash drivers shot my dog for wearing a MAGA hat. Where's the outrage? If the shoe were on the other foot, is that a real that just sounds like Mad Libs. That just doesn't even sound real. my blank got shot by an immigrant blank. Like, it just sounds like political Mad Libs. How is that even a real story? An immigrant shot the dog for wearing a MAGA hat and he was driving for DoorDash. All my DoorDash drivers are immigrants, but they never kill pets or anything. Let's see. Naperville. Is this it? What the fuck? Really? Paywalled? I'm not clicking your link. I don't know what your link even is. I can't find it though. Whatever. It doesn't sound real.
Nick, you are the only person with any influence standing up for incels. Everyone else continues to kick them when they've never left the ground. Life as a subhuman man is unbearable. Sincerely, thank you. God bless you.
So true. So true. Everyone hates the incels, but I'm one of you. I'm one of you.
Listen, for any incels watching, first of all, stop calling yourself an incel. And second, go to the gym. Just 30 minutes a day. In 2 years, you won't be an incel anymore. It's not a hard thing to figure out.
So I get it. I know what it's like to be an incel. I know what it's like to be...
The problem is a bunch of you guys have never had your first girlfriend to fuck you over. Because that's what really drives the motivation to be something different.
Overlooked in that way, to be hated, to be a subhuman, genetically inferior male, like Eggy once said, like the Eggman said. So I get it. I'm with you. I'm with the incels. I'm with the black-pilled. I'm with the genetically inferior males. I'm with
Groyper
you guys.
Bono 07 cent $20. Best interview so far, even if Glenn is a fag. Check your jacket and shirt coughs. Don't look sloppy, nigga.
I don't think it's sloppy, but thank you for the big super chat anyway.
Gamer Grow Real
fucking retard. I love super chats like that. Even if he's a fag, hey, fix your shit. Okay, yeah, you sound awesome.
Gamer Grow Real sent $50. Nick, I agree with your comments on Glenn's show. We can't turn our backs on white women just because they have fallen to post-mod femme beliefs. We need white women to continue growing our race in America. We must extend the hand of forgiveness. If you forgive others in their transgressions, your heavenly Father will also forgive you.
Okay,
Matthew 6:14.
no, you're taking it way too far. Comments like this make me want to like just say the opposite of what I said on the show earlier. Yeah, talk about not getting it. Holy not getting
R
it.
sent $20. Hey Nick, I think you're missing a lot on the Freemasons. The Bible says we fight not against flesh and blood but against principalities. High-level Masons are judges.
Why is it like
Diet Coke
this?
Groyper $50.
Did Nick go on Glenn Beck or something? I didn't see
Is
that.
it
Nate,
like
Venezuelan
this
opposition
every
movement meeting with
night?
Rubio, Ratcliffe, and Miller to discuss deposing Maduro. Chad champion always wins.
Okay.
Based Cracker sent $20. Pray for my boy Quentin who has a problem cracking femboys. He also took BB's offer. Disappointed
Okay,
fate.
great.
Robert of Fixham sent $20. Do you have a stylist? The tie has been crooked these past couple nights and it makes it hard to focus on the big JQ. Scooter Liberal Chad sent $20. Liberals are gay, but at least their policy helps white Americans like student loan forgiveness, housing, and pushing back on Israeli influence. Meanwhile, Trump fills his admin with obese neckbeards and Jews. So even if the end goals are different, how willing would you be to work with political enemies to reach your goals? Duty Head sent $25.
So that dude,
Everything about that was wrong.
they hate us. Liberals hate us. What are you talking about? They're bringing in the immigrants. What are you even talking about? What are you talking about? Hillary Clinton goes on TV and says, the world used to be run by white men of a certain persuasion, Christian. They fucking hate us. What are you even talking
To be fair, Obama deported more illegal immigrants than Trump has by about 1 million so far.
about?
Duty Head sent $25. Do you like spicy food? Curry? Curry rice emoji. Love the show. Your cadence and humor makes hearing the news more entertaining.
Okay.
God bless.
Right.
The Dark Goy sent $25. Nick.
He's so indifferent to his followers.
For the average American and their family, how can they get involved to capitalize your movement? It seems a revolution is on the horizon. With Kirk's assassination and independent social media outlets.
They can't. They can do nothing. They are useless.
Operation Wetback.
They are completely fucking useless.
Operation Wetback 2.0 sent.
You want an honest answer? Your average person is basically fucking useless.
I'll be back in a second.
No one wants to hear that, but it's basically true. And it's fine, but let's not kid ourselves. Okay, do you know who's going to change the country? Young, single men. Young, extremely capable, extremely intelligent single men. That's who's going to help. The vast majority of people that are basically average, that are looking to start a family, looking to be low key and have a house, like what do you see yourself doing actually? Most people have jobs, they have obligations, they don't want to get fired for having the wrong opinion. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody's always asking, what could I do to get involved? Very little at this point in time. You know, you tell me what you can do. If all you can offer is like, hey man, how can I get involved? It's like, dude, a bot farm is more useful because at least a bot farm is like consistent. You know what I mean? No offense. Nobody wants to hear that, but it's like we live in a country of managers and specialists and spies. And if you are not one of those three, you're just like, what?
He's absolutely right about that. If you are not acquiring skills and getting better at things, and the problem with that in this generation is going to be they're having AI figure things out for them, and they're not using their brain to critically think or to increase their talents or to learn. I mean, even having read books like Orwell's Animal Farm or 1984, if you haven't read those, then you don't understand anything.
You tell me, what can you do? You know, everybody's always asking, what can I do? It's sort of like, dude, you kind of have to figure out ways you can help. You got to, what skills do you have? Most people have no skills. Most people have no real skills. Most people are not very reliable. Most people cannot do anything consistently. You know, having tried to motivate even a small number of people that have volunteered and are young and energetic and don't have a ton to lose, like it, you know, it's very tough. So
the only thing that is really left that you can do, because AI is taking over, even video editing used to be a skill that you could get a decent amount of money for editing for somebody, but AI is going to take over that immediately. But if you're really looking for something that's going to make a difference in your life, try taking a course on options trading. That's probably the only thing that's going to hold up. But even AI is going to take care of that. So in a couple of years, you won't have to do anything. You'll just understand how it works and hopefully have a little bit of money to work with.
Oh, there's not much. That's my answer. Should we partake in things like stop paying taxes? That's what I'm talking
Operation
about.
Wetback 2.0 sent $50. Weed isn't a sin, so why do you hate stoners?
Oh, it's definitely a sin. And all stoners are going to hell.
Steve the Kid sent $20. Just
And I hope they do.
Steve the Kid sent $20.
I don't hope they do. Nah, that's not an ironic statement, but stoners are scumbags.
Steve the Kid sent $20. If Netanyahu was the one that dropped the letter that supposedly exonerates Israel, why would your default position be to believe the authenticity of the letter? I'm not legitimizing Candace's claim either, but if NY Post drops the letter and Netanyahu backs it up, that would make anybody's eyebrows raise at the very least.
Yeah, it's all fake. All the evidence is fake. Everything's fake. We already went through that. Because why? If it was a fabrication, that would easily be proved. If Candace has the letter, she would produce it. If the letter was what she says what it is, she would produce it. And somebody else has it, so if they put out this phony letter, anyone...
How old is this? The letter came out like a week ago, and the bizarre thing is that people are misinterpreting this letter. Of course, Charlie Kirk is not going to send Netanyahu a letter scolding him or talking down to him. He very politely said, I don't want to defend Israel anymore if Israel is going to behave this way. You need to start defending yourselves, get people involved, get people online. Americans shouldn't be defending Israel when Israel is performing a genocide in Gaza.
Could publish the real letter.
And attacking Iran and Qatar and 5 other places, I believe.
Getting really sick of this, like, every piece of evidence that justifies the conspiracy is believable, and every piece of evidence that doesn't is not believable, automatically. The Bill Ackman text messages, the Tyler Robinson text messages, the gun, like, there are sources that say Tyler Robinson's DNA is on the roof because he cut his hand, because it's serrated, when he dropped down from the roof. People are going to say that is fake. But the trap door is real. But energy weapons are real. Like, in other words...
Energy weapons are real, Nick. Come on. If you don't think they have technology that we don't know about to any degree, that's silly.
People are more willing to believe that there are technologies we are not aware of, that humanity is not aware of, that were used in this assassination, then believe that Tyler Robinson's blood was actually found at the scene of the crime.
I haven't heard that one. I heard his DNA was found on the screwdriver that he left at the position that he allegedly took the shot from. And even then, it wasn't blood, it was oil from his skin that apparently now contains DNA skin cells on it.
Or his fingerprints are on the gun, or that somehow his grandfather's gun wound up 100 feet from where Charlie Kirk was shot in the neck.
I'm not sure that gun was ever where they said it was. It might have been in the bushes the whole time.
If your instinct automatically is to say, oh, that actually rationalizes the official narrative, it must be fake, it necessarily raises eyebrows. Why does that necessarily raise eyebrows? What would automatically be suspect about this? Everyone confirms that Charlie Kirk wrote a letter to Netanyahu. It's a real letter. Netanyahu held it up. Why would Netanyahu hold up a letter that he knows is like motherfucking him? Does that even make sense? If Netanyahu goes on TV and says, my proof that Charlie loved Israel is this letter, and he knows and everyone knows the letter was like breaking with Israel, why would he even reveal the existence of such a letter? And moreover, Charlie...
He wasn't breaking with Israel at that point. He was pleading with Netanyahu to start making better decisions.
Kirk was pro-Israel. Why is this eyebrow raising? He was pro-Israel. And this whole thing about messaging, he said that when he was alive in public. So,
He also said a lot of other things more recent than that.
You know, if you're not willing to just go where the evidence leads, then I don't know what to tell you, man. I saw somebody say the other day, there's a Dairy Queen that got closed permanently in Utah. It wasn't even the one that Tyler Robinson went to. And some douchebag goes there and says, look, they're tearing down the Dairy Queen that Tyler Robinson was photographed in. It was the wrong Dairy Queen.
I saw that video. The guy says that it was the wrong Dairy Queen, but allegedly it was the Dairy Queen that was on the exit route that he took in the Challenger. I don't know why that's relevant.
And people posted, they said, that's not the right one. That's one from a different campus. It doesn't fit at all. It's just a wrong one. And he said, well, why would they tear down the wrong one? That was his reply.
I'm not sure.
That's your brain on being a conspiratard. Beyond a shadow of a doubt, he was at the wrong restaurant. But in his mind, a Dairy Queen being permanently closed, he already made the assumption, oh, that's the one. They shut it down because they're covering it up. That's part of it. Even the evidence that it was the wrong one was not enough, because the first assumption is they tore this restaurant down because it's involved somehow. Just like with the private jet. It's like every activity that happened in the city has something to do with the crime. The private jet, a Dairy Queen that he didn't go to, a trap door next to where he was. Other than the actual evidence, like the Tyler Robinson's grandfather's gun. So how did the FBI get that exactly? If the FBI found this guy's grandfather's gun, and that's what it is, how did it get there? Did the FBI steal it and then put it there to frame this kid? Why? Why would they do that?
If anything, it's going to be that there was some sort of online orchestration and various different people had various different roles to play. For example, they could have told, well, first of all, Tyler Robinson is not the guy in the stairwell. He's not carrying the gun in his pants in the stairwell. His lips are totally different. His brow is totally different. His jeans are too tight to have a rifle down his pants. You would be able to see it in those photos. I find all of that very suspect. But a scenario that could be is that multiple people were told to do multiple things to confuse and extend the investigation and cast doubt on the various people that could or would be involved, including the George Zinn guy who had some weird online PDF connections, and then there's the other sheriff, former sheriff officer who is the one that pulled Tyler Robinson in. He also is on some sort of online task force tricking PDF files into incriminating themselves.
Does that make more sense? And how did they get his DNA? The FBI came into his house and stole his fingerprints and put his fingerprints on his gun at the same time? And why?
I mean, it's not like they're showing proof of his DNA being all over everything. They're just saying it is.
And he's a super intelligent kid. Okay, so if there's nothing wrong with him, then why would they make him the patsy? If he's not even known as liberal or known as gay for that matter, if he's not mentally ill or stupid, why would they pick a bright guy to be a patsy? Wouldn't a very intelligent guy be able to, like, defend himself?
Oswald was a very intelligent guy and had training all over the world. The two of them are both physically and personality-wise very similar, in my opinion.
The conspiracy shit is really pissing me off because it just doesn't make any sense.
This is bizarre to hear Nick be an apologetic for conspiracy theories.
And people are just, they're confident in their ignorance, confident, smug, brazen, and how their shit makes no sense.
Joe D 96 and $50. Nick, I bet that Candace is watching this stream crying and begging you to please stop so that way she does have to spill more bullshit about the letter. Then she will run and cry to Tucker. Also, I think she needs to get that EBT card ready for her kids once she loses that lawsuit.
Okay.
Love everything that you do. AF.
Thank you.
Christ is king.
I love when people repeat the jokes that I tell back to me. That's always good and fun. And
BBC
I like
Groypers sent $20. When the Cubs broke the 108-year drought versus Cleveland in Game 7 to win the World Series in 2016. Did you tune in or remember the day? How was Chicago the night/week? A+ show by the way, Nick.
I was in college. I was my freshman year of college, so I was away at home. And I felt bad about it because it was a huge day, obviously, for the city, and I wasn't even there for it. But I didn't watch the game. I just remember when it happened. It was so weird because it just felt like a magical year. It was like Trump won the election, Brexit happened, the Cubs won the World Series. Isn't that weird? I was there then when the Patriots won the Super Bowl a few months later. And that was cool because everybody just came out of their houses. I was in Boston for college, so I was there when the Patriots won, and literally everybody just took to the streets. I walked down to the Boston Common, and it was pretty cool. But yeah, I wasn't in Chicago for the big
Heimer the Bill
game.
sent $20. Hasbara mothership.
Dude, literally. The letter literally calls for a Hasbara mothership with Israeli Truth Network. You can't make... Is it even possible to make that up? Hasbara mothership? Dude, he's writing about a Hasbara mothership. People think this is a fabrication. Who would fabricate that? I know you're fighting a war on 7 fronts, and my kvetching pales in compare. Who would make that up? Like, you can't make that up. I seriously doubt they made that up.
AK Seeker sent $20. You got a mention by Ambassador Alistair Crook on Judge Napolitano's show today.
Really? Was it positive? Dude, the Judge... Somebody get me on the Judge. It's my favorite show. I watch the Judge every day, but I feel like he doesn't know I exist. The Judge is like this aloof girl, and I'm like the nerd. I watch his show every day. I'm his biggest fan. He doesn't even know I exist. Judge Napolitano, he's got the best show on the internet. He doesn't even know I exist. He probably thinks I'm a loser. He thinks I'm some band nerd. I'm the band man.
I'm going to have to check out Judge Napolitano because I don't think I've ever seen his show.
He thinks I'm some band kid. I hope was it a positive endorsement? I hope so. If it's not, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt me. There's not a lot that can hurt me anymore because I've had such a difficult life. But if the Judge has a negative view of me, I'll be honest, that's going to hurt me deeply. It's going to.
Can I just say it's super cute that he has fall decorations on his set?
Cut deep. I'll have to check that out. I'm a big... Somebody get me on the Judge. W show.
Scooter Liberal Chad sent $20. Curtis Yarvin said you had Riz on a British RWE girl podcast.
I think I saw that clip. He called me an orc, though. He said, Fuentes has a, Spanish last name. He's Mexican, It's like, hey, buddy, you're Jewish, okay? Need I remind you, you are Jewish, okay? Hey, listen, pal. Don't get too high on your own supply. You are Jewish. No, but that was funny. It was in good fun, I think. In good taste.
Thomas Cruz sent $100. DFW, I'll never pull Stacy's like Chad Fuentes. Why even live?
Thank you for the big super chat. I don't know what you're talking about, man. I'm not pulling anyone, anything. I am a bitchless, rizless, hoe-less, 5'9", chud, incel. It was over.
I didn't know he's 5'9". I figured he was shorter than that. 5'9's not so bad, Nikki.
Before it began. The truth is the game was rigged from the start. I'm black-pilled. It's over for me. That's okay. It's fine.
Can somebody explain to me the difference between the red pill and the black pill? Are they used interchangeably, or is it something totally different? Let me know in the comment.
Fine. Really, it's fine. I appreciate the big super chat, but I don't, let's not invalidate my suffering and my struggle and my sacrifice. Pulling Stacy's. Where do you see any Stacy's? Is she in the room with us? Is Stacy in the room with us right now? I don't see her. There are no Stacy's. There's trolls, people trolling me, women saying they like me, but they'd hate me if they knew what I was really like, They pull up in real life. They expect a cool Chad who's going to be awesome, and instead they find a video game playing Rizless incel. They say, aren't you a little short for this generational run? I'm going to say, well, it was a nice try. So I'm with you. I'm with you. We're not pulling any Stacy's over here. There's no Chad here. Chad is gone. I am what remains. Okay.
Frank Henderson sent $25. Here's $300 not for your Call of War addiction. Get some gold.
I don't buy gold. I don't use gold, dude. I'm a purist. I don't pay to win. I win with skill. I win with patience. Okay. They have the gold. I have the time. Okay. My enemies on Call of War, they have the gold. I have the time. I will know life. I will be awake when they are asleep. I will be awake at 3 a.m. when they are asleep, and I will take all their territory before they wake up. Homie, don't play that. I don't pay to win. Nothing better than that, right? But anyway, I appreciate it. Fair take on Scandinavians. Yeah, I know. My nose is itching.
Hitlif's for Christ sent $20. Have you heard how stealth medical etc. talks have you lol? Any opinions on her claims that you are Jewish?
I don't know who that is. Who's?
Is he just answering questions from his super chat this whole time? It's 40 minutes of super chat. I thought he was going to talk about Candace Owens a lot more than 4.5 minutes.
Stealth medical. Sounds retarded, honestly. If someone is named stealth medical, like it's some kind of medical advice thing, doctors are murderers. Apple cider vinegar cures everything. If you have like health in your name like that, you're probably just a fucking idiot. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, here we go. Focused on biodefense, infectious and rare diseases, medical AI. I don't know. Maybe she's an expert. I don't know who she is, but looks retarded to me.
Halcyon sent $20. Us the leftist slanders you for denying Israel killing their top Goy cheerleader when he literally denies the fact that Israel controls America, actually calling it a Zionist talking point. Forget that JQ Wass says America is the real decision maker, not Israel, just America's puppet. Pest controlled opposition for covering for Israel.
He's not controlled opposition. He's just a brown idiot. He's just a fucking third world idiot, of which there are many. So no, you're giving him too much credit. The idea that anyone would pay that stupid asshole, who would pay like a 3-foot mongoloid to be an idiot on the internet and get no views? He's not a shill. He's just that stupid. He's a third worldist. He's just more third world, brownoid IQ, talking about communism and all that kind of stuff. Trust me, that's not shill. That's like authentic.
Shitball sent $35. Genuinely irritates me that this Berlin Hollyhan guy rides in a private jet with a $12,000 Rolex and a $200 polo shirt. It's also artificial and staged. Smells like a new Groyper war coming.
That just sounds resentful. You don't got to be mad at him for having motion like that. You got to be mad at him for being like a fake dweeb. Don't hate on the motion. You roll in here with your $12,000 Rolex like he mogs you. That's your problem. That's the least of your concern. You're just posting your own L's, dude. That's a cell phone. He mogs. I hate that he mogs me. Why give him aura? Why let him aura farm? People are going to post edits. They're going to post edits of this. They're going to put him in one where he's flying in on a private jet, flexing the Rolex, laughing as Charlie Kirk dies. I'm the new Charlie Kirk, That's an edit. He's aura farming off you. Don't let him aura. Careful, you're aura farming him right now. I hate that he mogs me. He flies in with his $5 million shirts, his private jet, $12,000 Rolex to grift off Charlie Kirk's death. Yeah, dude, what color's your Bugatti? Don't let him get away with that. Don't let him aura farm. Making a big mistake.
Candace Plaza, hear me out. Convinced my Israeli manager is Mossad for a whole variety of reasons, but my other co-workers think so too. He's tried asking me out on multiple dates, asked for compromising shit, extremely personal details, and to travel to Israel. WTF do I do without being a schizoid?
You're probably retarded, and that's not real. Where do you work? Do you work in an important industry, or are you just some woman who thinks every man is obsessed with you? This is the problem with women. Women hear too much Candace Owens, and then they say, this guy's trying to hit on me. I think he's Mossad. I have a boyfriend. Dude, just be so for real. What do you work at, Target? Your boss at Target or whatever is not a Mossad operative. Like, no one cares that much. He's probably just a creep and is like trying to have sex with you, okay? It's not that deep.
He's probably right about that.
Connor MC Groyper sent $21. I never really get the urge to rewatch the Batman 22 like I do with the Dark Knight trilogy. Everything after the Riddler turns himself in is just kind of boring to me. Watching the first hour of Batman Begins always makes me want to grow the Liam Neeson Ra's al Ghul goatee.
Yeah, you sound like a faggot. You sound like a nerd. When I watch Batman, I want to grow a goatee like the character. Like, dude, or how old are you? What are you, 3 years old?
Foy sent $25. Bought Judge Knapp's books back in the Ron Paul era. I can imagine a polite debate on his show where he playfully grills you in upset Italian mode on Lincoln and Hamilton. Do you think you could take on the judge in these topics?
Yeah, I don't think that's how it would go at all, actually, if you watch his
I don't think he's got anybody producing this show. I don't think there's anybody in this room.
show. And that's weird. You're playing with dolls right now. You're playing with dolls. I bet Judge Napolitano would say, what do you think about Abraham Lincoln? And then you would say, what are you fucking talking about?
As a Groyper mom of two, I also love watching the show while in the kitchen. Somewhat new to this side of things and was just getting into Matt Walsh/Candace Owens when my husband mentioned you. I no longer waste my time with them. The future is Fuentes. If that's lame, would love a roast. Congrats on the generational run.
No, that's not lame. I like the 30 Rock reference, one of my favorite shows. Thank you very much. Love to hear it. I love the Groyper moms. People think I hate women. I don't. People think I hate moms. I don't. I love moms. I love women. I just don't like bitches. And I think women get that. You know what I mean? I think my mom said that about Candace Owens. She's like, she's a bitch, you know? And then women know what that means. Women know what it means. You got women, and then you got a total bitch. And women don't want to be a bitch, you know? They want to be pleasant. They want to be attractive. They want to be lovely. They want to be loved by men. They want to be loved by a man. And I think every woman recognizes you don't want to be known as a total bitch, like loudmouth, obnoxious, assertive, that sort of thing. And maybe that is not true of a feminist generation, but I think if you're from a certain culture, you know what that means. If you're from a more traditional culture, like in the South, let's say, or in more of these a traditional ethnic background, like Catholics or Orthodox, you know what that means. No, I don't even think women want to be that. And women know the difference. Anyway, not that has much to do with you, but I do appreciate it. Love to hear it.
JSlayer1488 sent $20. Hey Nick, how many more attacks on whites and Christians do you think it will take before God may feel like another crusade could be justifiable? I myself am already taking a stand and know many others who are as well. I urge all able-bodied white patriots to rise up. Enough is enough.
Oh, gosh.
Dance Wolf brother. 070/.
Just stop. What are you talking about? When you say a crusade, what the fuck are you talking about? You and all your buddies are going to go to Israel with swords? What are you talking about? Deus Volt, brother. You do not speak Latin, and you are not a soldier. What are you talking about? When do you think God is going to let us do another crusade? Do you think we live in a movie, man? What do we...
Honestly, I kind of respect that he's so straight up with his people sending him cash to have their comments read aloud.
What does that even mean?
Rizzler 5373828274949463738373374847744744748474847 sent $25. Hey Nick, fellow gay kid from Chicago here. Please for the culture, make wank merch.
We are going to do that, actually.
Holiday sent $20. I'd how to deal W being kind of radicalized by the internet, and then having to live and work every day in a large super liberal city. It makes me feel schizophrenic. San Francisco is so bad, definitely worse than in Chicago. Should PPL in their 20s just give up trying to live in cities for the most part?
No, just grow up. What is wrong with you? It's like anything else. You just manage it. Where are you gonna move to? Are you gonna move to the city where everybody's red pilled by TikTok and everybody's talking about Jewish conspiracies in the break room every day? What are you even talking about? Where do you think you're gonna go?
You're all sent $20.
That's just the world.
Why art the Austrian painter said it best when diplomacy ends, war begins. If and when war with Iran and Israel kicks off, do you think Russia will leave them high and dry again? I don't really see anyone wanting to come to Iran's defense. Peas your front page on Rumble. Congrats, you made it, nigga.
I love the Austrian painter. Austrian painter check. You could just say Hitler. Why do we need to say it? Do you think anyone doesn't know that? That's a code? That's a secret code. No one's going to know. Austrian painter, what's that? You could just say Hitler, dumbass. You could just say fucking Hitler. It's 2025. I promise you, everyone knows what that means. It's not a code. You're not getting away with anything. It's also not funny. Just say Hitler, actually. We could just say Hitler.
JRR Talkie sent $20. User 7325489096540723450980956568278345768429058245825.
Okay, we're
Scooter Liberal Chat sent $20. Apparently there's a letter that said Saddam Hussein is trying to purchase yellow cake uranium. Surely Israel wouldn't forge a letter to pursue their national interests. I guess I'll take the ICC wanted war criminals' word that Charlie committed sedition against our country. Even if it was true, there's reasonable doubt.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, it's all fake, yeah. And Charlie Kirk going to Israel, that was a hologram. Charlie Kirk making the Bill Ackman event, yeah, that was fake too. They fabricated all that. It's all fake, right? And what is real is all the evidence that Candace is hiding, that she's withholding for us, that she definitely has. And all the stuff that's been produced that Turning Point verified is real, that we should assume is fake, even though it tracks with everything he's ever said.
Do you not realize that Peter Thiel invested into Rumble in May 2021 and Rumble merged with CF Acquisition Corporation in 2022, whose CEO is Howard Lutnick, Jew, and was headquartered in the Towers and was scheduled to come into work on September 11th but decided to take his son to school instead. They own everything. This is controlled.
I love when you tell me things I already know that I've talked about on the show before, and then I bet you don't even realize, dude, I've been red-pilled way before you. You know.
Is Howard Lutnick the one that had like a dental appointment and didn't allegedly go in the next day? I think there's also information that a lot of Jewish people got emails out to come into work to that day, but I never confirmed that before.
Nothing. I've forgotten more than you know.
Volkar sent $20. On average, Germans have a higher IQ than Italians, and Southerners have no dignity. Uncultured, uneducated, unsophisticated, unintelligent hill people that eat barbecue and sit in a rocking chair.
Yeah, but we have the Roman Empire. What do you have? You got nothing. You got nothing.
You
should be grateful. You got nothing. You had to invade our empire. You got Charlemagne. We had Rome, bro. This is all Rome. Everything you see, all us. That's all us. You can say whatever you want. Even your guy Hitler was copying us. You got nothing. Nothing. You guys are good worker bees. You guys are good worker drones. You show up on time. You do what you're supposed to do. Efficient. We're idea people, okay? We're ideas people. We systematize. We invent. We create. Da Vinci, ever heard of him? Raphael, Michelangelo, Caesar, that's us. That's who we are, and you're nothing, okay? Even Hitler was copying us. Even Hitler wanted to be us, and he said, damn it, but they're not Aryans, they're Meds. Because that's what we are. That's our DNA. I understand you're mad about it. Don't cope, don't seethe. Just respect the greatness. You just sit back, eat your fucking schnitzel, and enjoy the greatness, okay? You're welcome.
Groyper.faith sent $21. You're doing great work, but how do you deal with the sheer stupidity and filth and dishonesty, fakeness, absolute slime on the right? Swaths of folks on our side are so damn stupid and won't listen to any contrary evidence to whatever slop they heard from whatever slop merchant. What prevents you from becoming a banana lockout chasing the blessings of elite human capital?
What does that question even mean? How do I deal with that? What does that even mean?
He hasn't taken a single one of these questions seriously, except for them Groyper moms.
Like, seriously, when you say so, how do you deal with that? Like, what does that question even mean? I just don't get it. I don't understand how someone asked something so stupid. I really don't get it. I really don't get how you thought that was a good question and sat there and wrote out fucking 10,000 words. How do you deal with people being dumb in your life? What are you asking if I take deep breaths? Ask what my coping strategies are? Like, what are you talking about? I don't get how someone, they're like, that's a good question. I think I'm going to write 500 words asking that because I want to know the answer. Like, what's wrong with you? I like, it's creative how dumb these are sometimes.
Michael sent $21.
It's shocking.
You have been picking your nose for 6 years. Please get health insurance. November is open enrollment.
It's my nose is itching. I don't know why it itches sometimes. I think someone told me it's because when I talk, my nose hairs vibrate. Someone told me that. That kind of makes sense. It could be I have really bad allergies right now. It could be that. I don't know what it is.
Hi, Nick. Would you ever consider bringing back some gaming streams? Also, what? Jamie Arden sent $22.
Would I ever consider? What is
Jamie
it?
Arden sent $22.
Again, like, what are you asking?
From you and would love to have a solid convo about this matrix we're in and get more of your views on certain things.
Fuck off and
Larry
die.
Silverstein
Like, just fuck off and kill yourself.
Larry Silverstein is up. Sent $35. Love from Australia less than 3 wanted to know what your favorite TV show of all time is.
Favorite. Now that's a good question. Favorite TV show of all time? Probably The Sopranos. Sopranos is good. I love Game of Thrones. I love Breaking Bad. They're all basic. But those are the best shows of all time, probably. Love 30 Rock. Great show. Those are probably the top ones for me. Those are the ones those are probably top 4. I'm partial to Sopranos just because they're Italian, but I don't know. I think that's probably the best show of all time.
In a hypothetical scenario where the two candidates are a liberal black man, Cory Booker, and a conservative white woman, Kristi Noem, who should we vote for?
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's great stuff, guys. Really great stuff. Always penetrating insight here from the super chats. If a black guy ran and a white woman ran, who should we vote for? How do you deal with dumb people? You're seeing it, right? Not very well, actually. I'm not handling it really well. I'm still working on that, actually. Still developing strategies.
He looks smaller than 5'9" to me, I'm not going to lie.
All the time, always trying to get better at that. It's great. It's great stuff. Always great. You know, the audience loves to be a part of the show. They love to try, make the jokes, provide the information. It's great. Let's try not to crash out tonight, okay? I'm going to do my best not to crash out. but I'm not going to make any promises. All right. Let's mentally prepare and let's get excited for the next super chat. I can't wait.
Roman Groypers $20. Kane Catholic American Nationalist Empire Canada Greenland Panama and Baja Annex Tall Jews and Nigs deported forever strong alliance with Russia against China. The dollar backed by land labor Bitcoin and gold bullet trains and Autobahn style freeways. New infrastructure, clean cities, no crime. We will win, boss.
Okay. Yeah, well, we tried it. Well, we tried.
Quizzer sent $25. Why not post yesterday's stream on X? It's too damn good and needs shared to the masses.
I can't. I'm not eligible for a check mark. You know what happens? If I go on Twitter and you open up the tab for premium and you choose your subscription, when I press that, it says, sorry, you are not eligible for premium at this time. I'm not allowed to buy premium. And if I'm not allowed to buy premium, I can't post videos longer than 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I can't exceed the 280 character limit. I can't edit my posts. I can't get a check mark. I can't monetize. I can't do two-factor authentication with the phone number. So I have like a 100 character password because I can't get 2FA. That's a premium feature. Okay? People say you're not censored anymore. I am still heavily censored. I am banned on YouTube. I am banned on Instagram. I am banned on Facebook. I am banned on TikTok. My name and face and voice are banned on TikTok. My set is banned on YouTube. If you post clips from my show on YouTube, they'll be banned. Other people can have me on, but I can't be on myself. And the two places that I am allowed, on Twitter, I can't have all the features everyone else can. And on Rumble, they won't put me on the front page. If I make an appearance on another show, they won't put me on the front page. I can't monetize. I don't get paid by Rumble. I can't get paid by Rumble. I am available on two platforms, and even on those platforms, I don't have the same privileges as everybody else.
That's wild. I didn't realize he's not monetized on Rumble either.
So I'm still...
Although somebody did give him a couple Bitcoin at some point, right? Like 10 Bitcoin.
I'm still a nigga. Still a nigga. I'll stop saying it when I'm no longer a nigga.
Groypers sent $30. From TX and in Sicily RN. Met a girl from UK. 3 hours of talk. Swear, didn't seem retarded at first. OFC I call something gay, and she got Candace freak eyes. Ended up rage baiting her and told her to listen to Hitler's speeches translated to English. Women are retards, especially Europeans. Can't critically think on anything. AF bro.
Dude, nobody cares, actually. Nobody...
All these people quoting, especially on TikTok, Hitler has become wildly popular with the AI translated speeches. You gotta remember, this guy and his cronies, they invented propaganda. Most of what he's saying is pure bullshit, made to sound good, made to make you hate the others. No matter what you feel about Jewish people, he did some other genuinely terrible things to a lot of other groups.
Cares that you're an annoying chud, that you're like a Buzz Lightyear toy aisle filled with them fucking chud. So I told my girl about AI Hitler speeches and she totally crashed out. What a bitch. Oh, wow. Emily, stop. You're so crazy. Wow. I've never met someone like you before. You've never met someone like me before. I was politically edgy around my girlfriend and she hated it. And I was like, what the heck? Yeah, dude. Women are liberal. Bitches are liberal. We all know that. Thanks for sharing.
Iro sent $20. If I dress up as a Hasidic Jew for Halloween, will the IDF call in a preemptive airstrike on me? Or will Palantir simply dock my social credit score?
You're making me want to join them when you say stuff like that. That's just the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
If I sent some drawings to your P.O. box at some point in the future, would you actually see them? Thanks.
Don't. Please don't.
Mark Salm, I sent $25. Albanians have assimilated well in this country, and we contributed greatly to Western civilization. Constantine the GR, the Roman emperor who legalized Christianity in the Roman Empire, was Illyrian. Albanians in antiquity. We're definitely not Slav monkeys. Love you, Lil half-breed beaner greaseball candida handheld dick.
Okay. Yeah, that's just cope. I mean, the sad thing is you have Italians and Germans are debating each other. Who's greater, Hitler or Caesar? And then the British come in. We own a quarter of the world. And then the French come in. We have the Sun King. And then you have these like Slavic people. Actually, we invented everything. And it's proper to call them Slav monkeys because they have the same like we was thing that blacks do. Albanians were the first humans. Albanians built the pyramids. It's like, bro, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Okay? You're in a tracksuit. You're wearing a gold chain. You are mystery meat. No, you invented nothing.
Baron Trump shut an entire floor down at Trump Tower for a date. Bruce Wayne Typora. And WTF is up with your thumb bro shit's doing a backflip.
Yeah, it's crazy. That was, I told you, somebody said, you know, Barron has more aura than you. I'm like, his dad's the president and his mom is a model. Like yeah, that's true. Like he wins that one. And then the next day shuts down a whole floor of Trump Tower. It's all solid gold. Like, bro has infinite aura. It's not fair. Bro skipped having a billionaire president dad day at the gym. Just go up and talk to her. Just work on yourself. Just go to the gym. Get 8 hours of sleep. Have you tried?
There he goes. Go to the gym. Jesus Christ.
Intermittent fasting and walking? And what's the new drug? Retatrutide or something? It's like, yeah, I guess I skipped having a billionaire president dad day at the gym. I guess I missed 6-8 day at the gym.
So the Greenwald interview was based. Always proud to be a NJF soldier. You conduct yourself so well. Okay, it's late. Think of pierogi, cabbage rolls, mac and cheese, sausage sandwich. Are you hungry? It's time to feed the AF crew. Hope to still make that work. Stay safe, my king. Keep bringing the receipts. Hashtag stop
We're
Jews.
gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Don't tell me about that, because then I'm just gonna get hungrier. I had a little something for dinner, but I'm not furious. I'm not. Whenever I crash out, you could just bet I'm hungry or tired or both. I ate before the show. I had my coffee. I'm as good as I could be. I slept. I had a cup of coffee. I had dinner. So I'm balanced. I'm even keeled. I'm level headed. I am dialed in. I am locked in. I'm in the zone. I'm in the flow state. I'm all the way there. So when I'm telling you, kill yourself, fuck you, I hate you, I'm going to kill myself, I'm going to blow I'm blowing my head off. I'll finish that sentence. Pause. Whenever I'm saying that, you can just count on me. So don't push me, okay? When you start saying, think of mac and cheese, think of cabbage rolls, it's like you're just going to bring out the beast. Be careful what you wish for. Do not summon the beast. Say his name and he will appear. Don't let me forget about food, because if I think about food too much, I'm going to get pissed off. Now, but good to hear from you, Christine. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to trust. The Groypers are coming with our appetites. It's just,
I've only watched a couple of his videos, I'm going to be honest, but are they all just reading super chats? It's been an hour now.
Come there with the SWAT team. After the assassination of Charlie Kirk, we got to be very careful how we move, especially after your little assassination attempt against me. Your little plot that you called in. You thought you were going to get me. I survived. Now you want to make amends because you know that hell is coming with me. I see right through you, Christine. So we're coming in heavy. If you think you're going to catch me off guard, it's not going to be no Israeli security, you know, the rooftops are not secured. Like, we're going to be patting you down. We're going to be waving you down with the wand. We're taking no chances. The pierogies are getting wanded down. We are not taking any chances, Christine. You thought we were going to come in, and I don't think so. I'm just teasing.
You're an LTN twisted by memes and irony. Nick Fuentes, you sir are fake as hell. The incel community does not claim you. St. Elliot Roger pray for us all. Oh, and by the way, keeps Chud's name out yo fucking mouth.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm definitely more like a mid-tier normie, I think. Low-tier normie, you're a fucking low-tier. You're scum, dude. You're sludge. I'm a mid-tier normie. You're a fucking ugly piece of shit. Let's just get that clear first. Second of all, I'm a real incel. And you want to know why? Because I live an incel life. Okay? I live a completely incel life. You might see the TikToks. You might see women throwing themselves at me. You may see women saying, oh my gosh, she's so cute on Instagram. But if I met them in real life, they would say, this guy is an asshole. They would say, this guy's horrible. I would never.
I don't understand. Most women I know prefer assholes. That's like a normal thing. He's such an incel, he doesn't realize that being an asshole is far better than being the nice guy.
And that's how it's always been. Look at my experience with Candace Owens. I meet her and within 2 seconds, she hates me. I meet her and within 2 seconds, she's grilling me. She's attacking me. That's just how it goes. I'm an odious curmudgeon. I am a risless recluse, and women hate me. Women naturally hate me. They don't understand me. So it's really going to take a special situation, a special arrangement. A woman that doesn't speak English, maybe a woman that's blind, maybe a woman that's autistic. It's going to have to be someone that just isn't even living in reality, basically. I'm what you would call a high-tier incel, maybe. Low-tier normie, high-tier incel.
Donkey Punch sent $20. Congrats, Nick. Your new pope is a woke recreant.
Well, you're going to hell forever.
Maya J
So
sent $20. You
congratulations.
asked why women would want to watch. You say Jews lie and are deceitful, yet you can't admit that the AF logo is 1 centimeter off center on the mug? No hate for me, no anger, but you denying facts makes you in many ways no better than them. So please, call Larry Ellison to get you the best Jewish lawyer so I can teach you that the truth is an absolute defense against defamation, lil bro.
I think you're Jewish because this is perfectly centered. Get the pixels out. This is perfectly centered. So let's not defame the merch. I'm against the defamation of my merch. I'm against the defamation of my mugs and my hats. Next, please.
The Chuki sent $50. Nick, I appreciate your perspectives and criticisms of Trump/Israel, but what is the alternative to the Republican Party? If we don't stay red, this country is absolutely fucked. We dodge hell on earth by avoiding Kamala. Don't you think we need to unify on the right more than ever now? Deep state runs far deeper on left than on right.
That's all just rhetoric. These are not arguments. That's all. When you say something like, what is the alternative? Look, the alternative is you step outside the system. That's not a meaningful choice. When you say Republican and Democrat, they're effectively doing the same thing. And they're part of the same arrangement. And they're both answerable to the Jews. So the question is not, do you want one flavor or the other flavor? You're getting the same brand, which is Jewish control. So these are not alternatives. These are the same thing. It's the illusion that you're getting two different things. A true alternative would be something outside of that. So something infiltrating the Republicans, maybe a new thing, or you just don't look at politics as the sum of the political parties, but actually as a complex, interdependent web of institutions. That's your problem is you're ignorant. Your problem is you think politics is Republican elected officials, Democrat elected officials, when political science has been past that for decades. Even Political Science 101 has moved past this. It is the complex interdependence of the moneyed interests, nonprofits and think tanks, which they support, media outlets like newspapers, but also the social platforms that host the news stories. That's the real political system. So when people say, why are you against Republicans? It's like, it's not really about that. We're getting into how you really play the game. We're getting into actually how this system works and the anatomy of it, and how we're going to succeed in the long term is not by voting. It's by, over time, creating our own independent side, creating a distinct group which is not loyal to Republicans or Democrats, not conservative or liberal, but that is nationalist, that is Christian, that is identitarian, and a group of people, a cadre of revolutionaries that have some power. Billionaires, influential people in the economy, influential people in academia, influential people in government. That is going to be the side that we're going to take. You're like, we need to be Republican, we need to be Democrat. It's like, we need to be an amorphous collective of people that hold these values that in time will march through the institutions and one day make a challenge. We need to form our own distinct faction. So you're just thinking about it wrong. You're thinking about it like a child, like a third grade civics class, how a bill becomes a law. You have like the Schoolhouse Rock interpretation of politics because you are fucking stupid.
Pragmatic Culture sent $20. I still can't believe you liked La La Land. I hate Emma Stone's vocal fry raspy ass voice so much that I couldn't concentrate on the storyline the first time. I rewatched it recently and the ending gutted me. What other movie genres do you like?
Let's just not crash out. Well, I love musicals. I like the good musicals, okay? I like them.
That's adorable.
Oh, yeah. I'm never beating the allegations. I know. He likes musicals and he hates the South. He's gay. Yeah. Well, okay, what else is new? Look, I like Yankee Doodle Dandy. I like An American in Paris. I like La La Land. I like The Wizard of Oz. Look, if you like movies, you like musicals, okay? If you like movies, you like that genre because it's visuals, it's music, it's big set pieces. I don't need to defend myself. They're good. La La Land is a great movie. La La Land is a celebration of Los Angeles and American culture. So I love it. I love Ryan Gosling. I love Emma Stone. I love the songs. And I love La La Land, okay? If liking La La Land is a crime, then lock me away. But if not, then the show must go on. You know what? If you don't like La La Land, you're the gay one, okay? You're the gay one. It's a good movie. Arrest me. Take me away. Fine. I don't care. But I like La La Land. I love prison movies. Prison movies are some of my favorite. I like...
Musicals and prison movies. That is an interesting combination.
What's that prison movie with Robert Redford and Tony Soprano? That's an awesome movie. I like the prison movie with Vince Vaughn. I like Shot Caller. That came out recently. So I love those. I love movies about, I like the genre of movies like Drive, Taxi Driver. These like noir movies where like one crazy guy kills people. I like movies like, I like the genre of movies where like one crazy guy is like drives a car and kills people at night. What else? I like action movies. Love a good action movie. What I really like are historical epics. Those are my favorites. Master and Commander, The Patriot. Even, what's that one about the Indians by Mel Gibson? Name escapes me right now. Even that. I love the big historical...
The Patriot is a good movie.
Historical epics. Gladiator. Those are the best movies of all time. Lawrence of Arabia. Those are the greatest. I wish there were more of them. There's not enough movies like that. I love war movies, especially naval combat. Greyhound was great. Master and Commander, it's similar genre. I don't like World War II movies. I think those are so overdone. I fucking hate them. I'm at the point now I hate any World
I can't imagine why.
War II movie. Because they're all the same. It's always like the Maverick. Hey, Johnny. Oh, Johnny from back home. Oh, yeah. You know, and like there's an Italian in there and they're trying to integrate. And they're all like devastated by the war. It's all so fucking gay. Really hate Saving Private Ryan. Hate Matt Damon. Hate Tom Hanks. Hate Steven Spielberg for the most part. They're movies, I mean, not them as people. World War II movies, so overdone. It's always the same. Like Masters of the Air. Fuck you. It's all the same, dude. It's so formulaic. It's like the Maverick that's like, does things a little differently. The Daredevil takes too many risks, dies. The quiet guy, the sensitive guy, the guy with fucking glasses, the fucking Italian. My girl back home. You know, I fucking hate it, dude. Hate it. Hate it, hate it, hate it. I like movies, though, about the naval aspect. Midway had some of that. The new not the old one, but the new Midway movie. Really awesome, but had a lot of that bullshit in it. But as long as I just love movies with like big ships, missiles, submarines, helicopters, the combined arms. Patton, that's a good World War II movie. Patton is probably my favorite World War II movie. And I like musicals. Arrest Me. Officer, Arrest Me. Sorry, Chud. Yeah, I watch Yankee Doodle Dandy every 4th of July. It's my uncle's tradition. And I like, La La Land is one of my favorite movies of all time. So what? And what about it? That's a good one. Great songs, great music. Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, what's not to like? John Legend, what's not to, I repeat myself, what's not to like? It's LA. LA's one of my favorite cities. What's not to like?
Certified LVR Goys at $150. Good evening, Nick.
That's a filter.
First became aware of you after your Yay/Trump dinner, and have been resonating with you more as of lately. Thanks for what you do. You might think this is gay, but I started an AF Clip account on X under at Certified LVR Goy. Just waiting on the verification bullshit to start posting. Looking forward to the future.
Thank you for the big super chat. No, that's not gay. The Clippers are our strongest soldiers. The Clippers do not get enough credit. The generational run would not happen without the Clippers. I got to do something nice for them. I got to give them a pizza party or something. Or I'm not going to pay them. I'm not going to pay them, but I'll do something nice. I'll do something nice for them, like a gift basket. But no, the Clippers are the best. So thank you very much.
Orchestral Groypers sent $20. I'm a 19-year-old French horn player at IU's conservatory.
Bro, please don't dox yourself. Please don't, dude. Why would you're giving so many details? Here's my age, here's my instrument, and this is where I am. Dude, please stop, doc. I'm begging you. The rest of the super chat said he disagrees with my views. The rest of the super chat said he disagrees with my views and he hates me. Stop doxing yourself. Okay, but I appreciate the message, but for your sake, please.
IXC360 sent $20. Shout out to my BF for red pilling me and leading me to Christ. Previously a femcel/insufferable leftist. Praying for your safety always. Love the show. Fully expecting a woman roast though.
Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? You'd like that. That's why you sent the super chat, because you wanted it. These women, you can't win with them. If you give them attention, you're a simp, and they love that. If you hate on them, then they bite their lip and go, oh, I hope you don't roast me. You can never win.
Chiswick sent $20. 27 NBM. Non-binary man. Was watching your stream last night WMIBF and noticed you corrected the spelling of Israel. Def got the call. BB's little baby.
What the hell is
German
even
Italian
that?
supremacy sent $20. Think it's
I don't know what that meant.
funny, and I agree how you want NY to fall because you're from Chicago. I'm from the beautiful state of Missouri, not too far from you. They are snobs and ignorant to us.
How much longer? Oh,
You're a little better
God.
cause you're a Midwesterner like us, haha. Seriously, that Arab third worldist will destroy, as of now, Earth's wealthiest city. Sad.
I don't want New York to fall. I mean, New York is one of our great cities. I'm not rooting for it to fall. They are snobs, though. New Yorkers think they're better than everybody. And all they can do is talk about New York. You meet somebody from New York, and that's all they fucking talk about. New York. I'm from New York. They're very self-important. And yeah, we're more real Americans because we're from the heartland, bro. New York is a very Jewish city, very Asian, very international. Chicago is like a true American city. Real working class people, real working class whites. It's not as international. It's not as Jewish. This is like America. We're a little more humble, a little more earnest.
What do you have to say about the failed invasion of Caledonia by the Roman Empire? Had to build 2 fucking walls to keep us rat bastards out. Are the Scots the real Ubermensch? Correct answer, I. Celebratory hands in the air emoji. Alba Gubrath. Scotland emoji. Scotland emoji.
Jeez. Scottish people. Love that. Love them.
Groyper from West Side sent $20. Real quote from Candace's show yesterday. Apparently that was not accurate. Again, that was something I came up with by accident. You can't make this shit up. Episode 245 timestamp 420.
I'm not going to pull it up right now, but dude, it's always, her show is insane now. Her show goes something like this. Really with the Brigitte Macron thing, but
Finally, we get back to some subject matter that I sat
especially
down
in the past 3 weeks. She goes on her show and says, I have all this evidence, then she doesn't show it. The opposite of what she claims comes out, and then she says, oh, well, that...
Is he purposefully misinterpreting the letter that was sent? Or does he really think that she was wrong because she wasn't?
That doesn't matter. I have a new thing. This has happened multiple times. She came out initially and said, I have this letter, and if they don't stop lying, I'm going to release the letter. She never does. The letter comes out. She looks like an idiot, and then she says, well, I have this video of Charlie Kirk, but I'm not going to release it. Today.
This isn't aging well, Nick, because earlier today she released all the receipts.
Hey, she comes out and says, I have a video of a woman that met with the shooter, but I'm not going to release it. She says, I know who had access to Charlie Kirk's computer, but I'm not going to say who it is. Okay, so why? Why then? Every day she's withholding the evidence. And it's becoming really obvious. It's becoming glaringly obvious that she's just withholding the evidence because she either doesn't have it or she's misrepresenting it or lying about it. And at first, maybe she had people going, but it's been 3 weeks. Charlie Kirk got killed 3 weeks ago, and she has not produced any of this evidence. The letter,
Letters out.
text with Bill Ackman,
Texts with Bill Ackman are out.
the video before he died, you name it, this video of the woman that met with Robinson, the names of the people
Pretty sure that video's out too.
that had the laptop. There's just no evidence coming out. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And she claims to have it, but is also withholding it. She says, well, if someone calls me a liar, then I'll release it. Is that how that works? I'm going to make this tall claim that I have evidence for, but I'm not going to prove it unless someone specific says I'm a liar. Where is that the standard of truth? Where does the burden of evidence work like that? So it's just, I hope people are starting to notice because it's really getting obnoxious.
Coligo sent $50. Literally never heard it articulated so clearly and holistically. Forced blinders make us all blind. It's a political situation that we all need to be mindful of. Do you recommend any other sources for us to follow up on, for news in general? The show is very informative. Nick for life.
Thank you. Other sources, I mean, this isn't in the sources. These are my ideas. I love people watch the show and they're like, where do you get these ideas from? Like someone wrote them on paper and I read them and These are my ideas. These are things I have noticed. Where did I notice these things? I read the news. I read the New York Times. I read the Times of Israel, Axios. I read the news. So, but I appreciate it. But no one is really writing about this stuff. I mean, there's some Substacks like Chuck Johnson and J. Arthur Bloom write about some of this stuff, and Owens review.
That's fair. If you really want to know what's going on and be objectively informed, you have to read everything from all sides and then form your own opinions from that. You're not gonna get objective opinions from any individual source, not anymore, or if ever possibly.
Some people write about this, but the stuff that I'm saying, no one's writing exactly this, and few people are even noticing a lot of this stuff or putting it into writing. So, you know, this is just me analyzing it. People are always like, where can we go for further reading? It's like, these are my ideas from the news. This is the further reading. This is the further reading. So
Stealth Black sent $20. Serious question. What if you ran an Andrew Tate-esque play for getting on YouTube? This is going to sound insane, but what if you paid an actor to literally reenact your show, word for word, with the same energy and post that reenactment on YouTube? Gosar official.
Is that a real idea, dude? What do you... Come on now, Stealth Black. Is that a real idea? Get a actor to... Why would we go to the trouble to do... What's even the point? No, I don't know that anyone would watch that, to be honest with you. That can't be a real idea. Is that
Gosar
real?
aficionado sent $20. Destiny accidentally slipping on a candy wrapper and falling into the gorilla exhibit at the Miami Zoo and getting violently thrown around like a volleyball by 6 different gorillas. Groypers sent $20. Do you make anything of Egypt's military buildup on the border with Israel? Just there to prevent Palestinians being forced into Sinai or something else?
I think that's most likely the case. But it is interesting. You never know. This wouldn't be the first time they did a covert military buildup in preparation for war. I doubt they're going to go to war with Israel, but look, they're preparing for all possibilities, you know. Israel's going to seize Gaza, and then their whole military is going to be there, so. 1234 sent $20. Praying for a 21F free every day, bro. I know the pain as a recovering gamer myself. Too bad you're against mixing, or else the Fuentes could fund you a mail order wife from some Catholic school in the Philippines. Is this real?
Love the work. God bless, and I'm buying a hat.
I love when people say this, like, do you know me? Like, do you know anything about me? Do you have any inkling of... If this is real, on the off chance this is a real super chat and you're not messing with me, do you people really believe that when I finish the show, I go and sit down and I think, man, oh man, I just wish I had a girlfriend? Like, do you know anything about me? For fuck's sake. I hear people say this occasionally in the super chats. They're like, I'm praying for you to find a wife. It's like, I don't fucking want a wife, bro. Now, that's going to be... on some level a necessity because I want children. I have an obligation, I feel, to have children. I think it would be weird if I wasn't married. I think the alternative is worse. You have two terrible options. You could be a 40-year-old single guy, and that just is weird, and everyone thinks you're gay, and you're a creep anyway. You're just like a freak loser, I guess. Not insulting my single 40-year-old men, but you know how it is. You become one of these like old guys with gray hair wearing like a leather jacket trying to be cool, and you're just like weird. Terrible option. The other option is you have to be married and pretend that you like it. You have to say things like, the happiest day of my life. You know, you got everything changed. Two horrible options, but I think they're two horrible options. Wouldn't wish them on my worst enemy. I think I'm going to have to go with the latter. That one's less bad. It is less bad to be married and have kids and go through the rigmarole. I'm not going to like it. I'll do it. I'm not going to like it. You can make me get married. You can't make me like it. Okay? I'm not going to be doing the best man speech where he makes fun of me in a funny way. But seriously, you two are the happiest couple I've ever met. At least one half of them is. But seriously, like, we're not doing that though. We're not. If it's like that, it's gonna be some serious. It's gonna be like the Kill Bill wedding. If the best man is giving a speech like that, it's gonna look like the wedding in Kill Bill. But I love when the super chats come in. They're like, I'm praying for you, and it makes me want to kill myself. That people actually think, what kind of person do you think I am actually? People think I finish the show, loosen my tie, and I go, huh. When do you think I'm going to find the one? When do you think I'm not going to have to spend my days alone? When do you think my house will be filled with the female laughter and the laughter of children? When do you think I'm going to get to lay down on the couch in my wife's lap and let her play with my hair while we watch Disney movies?
It sounds like he thinks about this a lot.
Like, who the fuck do you think I'm a pussy? Seriously. Do you think I'm a pussy? Just say that. Just say that. If you think I'm a pussy, just say so. That's all. That's you guys. That's you people. That's what you people want. Because you people are weak. You people are weak. You people are...
I don't know if I'm going to have to cut out all of these goofball super chats because I sat down on this one specifically because it was going to go after Candace Owens and I wanted to react to that, but we're 135 minutes.
Pathetic.
An hour and 35
That's
minutes
you.
in.
Don't put that on me. That's what you want. You fantasize about elaborate proposals and elaborate weddings. You cry like a faggot when you see your wife in her dress. She's so beautiful. Fuck you, pussy. No, listen, I may be a wimp and I may be effeminate, but I'm not a pussy like that. I don't need that in my life. I don't really even want that in my life. You know what I want? I like the silence. I value the silence. I value the silence. I value the freedom of movement and maneuverability. You hear that? That's the sound of no bitches
Nick needs a Japanese girl.
living in my house. That's the sound of no nagging, no carrying on, no emotional crash out. Hear that? It's beautiful. And I'm good, and I'm cherishing that while I'm still alive, while I'm still a man. A wedding is a funeral for a man. That's why you wear all black, because you're dying. You know, Charlie Kirk said that like it's a good thing. Charlie Kirk said, and it's true, he said, when you're at a wedding, the man wears all black because you die to yourself and become one flesh. I'm like, yeah, it's a sad occasion. That's sad. You should be sad. I don't want to die. I want to be me. I don't want to be me plus some broad, plus some woman. Anyway, we don't have to crash out. It's been a while. We needed this. We haven't done a crash out on women in a long time. We needed this. But yeah, I was thinking about that the other day. I don't know what made me think of it. Like I'm sitting here like, you know, these girls on TikTok got the wrong idea. Like I'm this sweetie pie, like I'm this really nice person. I think I'm a warm person. I'm not a very nice person. I'm pretty moody. The idea that I'm sitting here waiting for some like stupid fucking bitch to rock my world and make me happy, like get the fuck out of here with that, please. So what was the question again? You're praying every day for you to find your wife. Oh, me too, brother. It's so hard, isn't it? It's so hard. I like my life. Do you know, like my life is filled with laughter and happiness because you know what I do? You know what makes me happier than anything? It's a beautiful overcast day. It's 70 degrees out. I throw on a hoodie. I get in my convertible. I put on my favorite song and I just go and I drive. And I think about my life. I think about ideas and I throw my head back and I laugh. And then I throw my head back and I have this easy, effortless laugh, this unforced, effortless, light, easy little laugh. And then I go and I get hot dogs, I get pizza. And then you know what happens? My phone starts blowing up. People start texting me, nagging me, look at me, you need to do this, you need to do that. And then I say, fuck, you know, then I have to deal with people, deal with stuff. That's my life. So you got it.
That's my life too.
You really need to enjoy the solitude. That's what I found about life. Solitude is our greatest
That's a fact.
gift. To really just be alone. And you don't need much. You just need the weather. That's all you need. Take a walk, enjoy the weather, sometimes music, sometimes
It's nice to have pets too.
a little treat. That's really what life is about. You don't need all the drama, you don't need all the attachments, you don't need all these entangling alliances with wives and women and peers and colleagues, and you know, just enjoy that. That's me. That's sort of my philosophy. Okay, that's my life philosophy. But anyway,
Jesus first sent $20. Whedon or Glen Ellen?
I don't know, dude. Neither. What's going on in Wheaton or Glen Ellen? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Glen Ellen, I like driving around Glen Ellen. I like driving around there. Too many cops. There's some neighborhoods you drive through and the cops are so up your ass, because I like to drive around late at night. And when I was in Glen Ellen the other day driving around, and these cops are they're everywhere, man. It's like, dude, let a nigga live. I was in Winnetka driving one day. They're everywhere. It's like, let me breathe. I guess it's good, though. It's better, than the alternative. But you got to find those like pockets that are in between the ghetto and like the police state where they leave you alone.
Who is responsible for what they need to pay? Everything was fine before like 2014.
Was it though? Was it really fine before 20? It was pretty bad. It had been pretty bad. It started to get bad around like 2004. And I've been thinking about this a lot. There was like this after 9/11, everybody became right wing. Anti-Muslim, patriotic, right? All that. We're going to war. Fuck the French, right? And within a couple of years, you started to get this like liberal backlash against the war, against Bush, against the war in Iraq, the unilateral declaration of war. You started to get the pushback saying that like, there's all these innocent Muslims that are good. Then, in combination with that, you started to get all this weird race stuff. Like Kramer getting canceled, and you got that movie Crash, and then Trayvon Martin in 2008. And slowly but surely, this was like the
Trayvon Martin 2000
pre-woke, the birthplace of woke. It was really a backlash against Bush, I feel like, and all the feelings that happened.
That's pretty accurate, but what were we doing in Iraq to begin with? They were relatively justified to have that level of backlash
back then. And then Obama just took it in this progressive direction, race communist direction. It was bad. People forget how bad it was. In many ways, things are so much better now than they were 10, 15 years ago, because I remember what it was like. You might remember what it was like in the 2010s. It was brutal, man. It was, and things are bad now, but it's pretty nuts what you could get away with these days. Back then, it was rough. You couldn't be against immigration. You couldn't be against any of this shit. And it was suffocating.
Obama deported more illegal immigrants than most of the recent presidents combined.
It was oppressive, and everything was just more.
1.5 million, I'm pretty sure.
More female, more black, more immigrant, more gay. Every year, more. It just felt like they were expanding their control constantly. It was not good. People were afraid. People were like neutered. You couldn't say anything back then. Well, you could, of course, but you'd get punished for it. That's what happened to me. But yeah, those were some dark times.
When are you going to start making Pink America First hats for us Groypers? It would be a great business opportunity. You are going to have to accept the fact that you do have actual female fans eventually, King. We love you.
We don't want to encourage that. We don't want to encourage women. I'm trying to actually discourage women. If you're a woman, I'm trying to demoralize you. I'm trying to discourage you.
Good grief.
I'm trying to encourage you to get married.
Can I speed this thing up?
You're supposed to get married. Don't talk as much. I think every woman could afford to talk less. There's a lot of good women out there. I think every woman could afford to talk a little bit less. That's my helpful advice. As a man, my advice is let's just talk less, don't talk as much. And, just try to focus on being pleasant for a change instead of telling me your opinions. Like, so here, for example, when I'm assuming this is real, I'm sure it's not though. When you say you need to do this, you need to do that. Hey, women, if you are starting a sentence with you need to, let's just change that and just not talk instead. As women, let's all take a vow. You guys, not me. As women, you guys should all take a vow and say, the next time I start a sentence with you need to, you should, have you, let's just not talk. Let's just not talk at all.
Honestly, this is pretty fair.
Actually, instead. And let's just smile. Just smile. Just give us a big smile. Let's just give a compliment. Women should focus more on complimenting men, being sexy, being kind of playful, fun. and not so fucking bossy. Women are women are annoying as fuck because you know what women do now all the time is just like tell you what to do, tell you what you're doing wrong, tell you their opinion. You know what I think? It's like, I don't care actually. And what women should do more of is just sort of give compliments and be pleasant, be hospitable, be warm, make people feel good about themselves. They should do more of that. And then
This is fair advice.
And then if they've established rapport, then he could tell. Because men don't do this. Men don't come around and say, hey, stranger, you need to do this. You need to do that. I mean, I guess they do, but I respect it more because it's coming from a man. And men are smarter, as we all know. Men are smarter, so I'm actually, when a man says you need to do this, you need...
I'm not sure that's true. I know some pretty dim-witted guys, and most of the women I know are pretty balanced, unless, they're menstruating.
to do that. And it depends on the guy, but I'm going to sit down and listen because men are smarter, braver, stronger, have responsibilities. Women should just be more like, you know what my favorite words are when a woman talks? I made cookies. I love you. I love you. I love you. Get over here. Those are the best words in the English language that a woman could speak. Something like, yeah, I love your haircut. I love the way you look. I made dinner. I made cookies. I made you a sandwich. It's like, wow, you're awesome. But when women come at me and they're like, you need to do this, you need to do that, I'm just like, shut up. So that's just a little advice, little helpful advice for all the women out there trying to secure an awesome guy like me, trying to secure, a great husband like me. I'm just giving you some. Here's a little piece of advice.
Rome stood paramount among the rest, sent $21. In regards to last night, what kind of credulous, Fox News watching asshole thinks the rich will leave New York and California? Those are the finest places to be if you're rich. They're going to trade the weather, culture, food, energy, prestige of address, etc. for alligators and meth in Florida.
Yeah, seriously. Total Fox News brain. Sean Hannity told me New York is going to fall. Sean Hannity said that when this Muslim socialist gets elected, they're all going to move to Miami. Brother, get real, dude. Turn off the TV.
Jesus first sent $20. Do you call it the Sears Tower or the Willis Tower? This is a deal breaker. Mother of Groypers sent $35. Genuinely appreciate you not letting me fully dox myself last night. Embarrassed smiley face emoji. I'm a musician at a great conservatory breaking into the pro orchestra world. You have fans even in a field as morally abhorrent as classical music. I'm sure you remember how band kids were in HS. It's so much worse.
Yeah, what?
Can somebody explain to me how this works? Is he live and then somebody is inserting the jump cuts? Because this whole thing has been jump cut way more than any other clips I've seen of him. Maybe I just haven't noticed it before. But these super chat tips are coming in live, and then they're recutting it and reposting it to Rumble. Is that how it works?
Oh, love to hear it. The musicians are so weird though. Yes, the band kids were freaks. And listen, I was in band, I played an instrument, but I wasn't a band kid, okay?
He was for sure a band kid.
There were legit band kids. I was only in marching band because you had to be in marching band to play an instrument in school. But these other guys, man, they took it so seriously, and half of them were just freaks. They were fine, but they were weird kids. That's a very true stereotype. So.
Groyper nigga 67 sent $20. Brandon Tatum got to be one of the biggest retards with his Israel stance. The guy had nothing to refute Myron. Myron hit him with fact after fact, and he had absolutely nothing other than a disagree, and that's not true. Spoiler, it was true. Dude sold out to Israel for 5 bands.
I have no idea who Brandon Tatum is.
In a Snickers bar. Pretty sad. Stay safe, Nick.
Thank you, man. Yeah, dude, he's a coon. That is a straight up coon. That's just what he is. He does it for free. He goes, I don't take money from Israel. I don't take money. Oh, you do it for free then? Wow. Good boy. Wow. Good job, Ossifer. Ossifer, please. I can't breathe. Ossifer. Good job, Ossifer Tatum. You do it for free. Good boy. He's shilling for Israel for free. Don't even need to get paid. That's a good boy.
Julia Stomp sent $25.
The best.
Day 2 of asking Nick to help pay for my college tuition. I just need like $200, Nick. I can DM you my Venmo.
Dude.
Okay, thanks, love you.
Can't.
Operation
That's
Wetback 2.0 sent $100. This guy cares enough to pronounce Qatar the right way for Muslims, but won't respect the history of his fellow Catholics in Albania and still continues to refer to us as Slavs. Bro, your name sounds Mexican. You look like a half-breed Scottish/Irish, but somehow you claim to be Italian. Someone get this nigga some milk.
Dude, you are a monkey. You are a toy. You are a monkey, bro. You're lucky that we let you live in Europe. You should just be grateful, okay? You're lucky we even let you on the
He's anti-Slav, but Slavs incorporate the Groyper meme? I don't quite understand what is happening here.
team, fucking retard. Yeah, you get to sit on the bench and everybody cheers. You know, you're like the disabled kid that they let play on the team. You're lucky we give you that much. Let's not go crazy here, okay? Just relax. You know, it's getting really hard to keep this whole pro-white thing together when you got Slav monkeys talking out of place like that.
David Cadrock has sent $30. Nick, where do we go from here? Do you think the problems we see today are repairable on its own course? I don't condone an insurrection, but is there a third option?
Oh, also, shut the fuck up and kill yourself.
Corny White sent $25. Just wanted to thank you for your impassioned and unapologetic defense of La La Land. I got called gay for giving it a 10 out of 10, so it was a major relief to be vindicated by the leader of the white race. Favorite song/scene?
I don't know we want to go that far, but it is objectively one of the greatest movies of all time. And if you can't recognize that, I think you need to come to grips with your sexuality. Okay? There's nothing gay about loving objectively one of the greatest movies of all time. What's not to like? Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, a killer soundtrack. It's in LA.
And
it's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's pleasant.
I might have to watch it.
We can get past these hang-ups, okay? We can like what we like. We can be who we are. We can like La La Land. Matt Walsh, you can like La La Land. You don't need to play this character. The bravest thing of all is to just be who you are. And I like La La Land. Is that a crime now? I like White Lotus. I like La La Land. Have ICE arrest me. Have DHS arrest me. Is that a crime? Am I being detained? Am I being detained? Or am I free to go? Favorite song? Oh, City of Stars. Another Day of Sun. But I also like the one when they're getting ready. What's the one when she's getting ready for her date? That's a pretty good song, too. I think it's Another Day of Sun, right? Such a great soundtrack. So awesome. I got to watch it again. We got to run it back. You got me wanting to watch it again. Favorite scene? That's got to be the ending. The ending is just classic.
Who's asking him
so
favorite
good.
Scene?
That's us. That's who we are. That's our culture. That's white culture. That's who we are. I mean, well, it's a movie about a guy that likes jazz. Okay, that part's not really, but the rest of it.
Gasoline Willie sent
That's
$20.
us.
You're operating on a sharper level than many, including Tucker and Candace, and I know they attacked you first. But isn't one of the hardest tests of leadership proving unity even after betrayal? If strong voices keep clashing instead of finding common ground, doesn't division hand victory to the corrupt by default? African American.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The hardest test of leadership is like getting betrayed. Like after someone betrays you, working with them anyway. I mean, look, I'd be open to working with them, but they started it. And that doesn't mean we can never work together again, but it means there needs to be some grace on the other side. I can't, look, they're more powerful than me, both of them. They lied about me first. I have told no lies about them. They have lied about me and have been attacking me for years. So unity is not out of the question, but you fight until you win. You don't forgive your enemy and let them kill you.
Colago sent $35. Leftist Jews were often communists, believing that communism, which is just basically insane statist violence, would never come for them. Mainstreaming it in culture and schools, treating it as holy doctrine. Now it's coming for them.
No, dude, I totally disagree. It's statist violence, dude. Communism is statist violence, brother. What are you talking about, man? Insane statist violent, brother. Oh, you know how you sound? Sound like a libertarian when you say that. Trust me, that's got nothing to do with it. It's the diversity. It's not the communists that are coming for them. It's the diversity that's coming for them. It's that brown people hate Jews, okay? Because Jews are bombing them all the time.
Put one sent $50. What did you learn from streaming with Clavicular? Also grow back your quarantine beard.
I learned about some of the protocols they're doing, but I don't like biohacking. I don't like messing with this finely tuned machine here. You know, they say you do these things, it makes you bigger, faster, stronger, smarter. I don't know. I feel like you start to mess with yourself, and I'm afraid of the unintended side effects as always. I don't like biohacking. I think there's a lot of hubris involved in that. He looks great, though. He can't deny it's working. The physique is incredible. The face maxing is great. I mean, he's like a specimen. He looks like an absolute specimen. So it works, but I just question, are you trading off other aspects of your health or years on your life? It freaks me out. I don't like all that shit.
Colago sent $20. Relatively new viewer. Could I get a quick history lesson on the Bolshevik Revolution and maybe its connection with our more modern tiny hat problem?
Oh, gosh. No, you sound like an idiot. On our tiny hat problem? Shut the fuck up. Just say Jews, idiot. I really hate this like glib bullshit when people say the Austrian painter, the certain guy from the 30s, they're tiny hats. Like, shut the fuck up, fag. That's one. Two, can I get a quick history lesson? Brother, ChatGPT is free. ChatGPT is free. Okay, stupid.
Cameron sent $25.
I could give you a quick history lesson, but when you ask for it like that, I don't want to indulge this faggoty ass super chat by doing it.
Cameron sent $25. So the whole Israel-Palestine conflict is all because of Britain made too many false promises to both sides and then they just dumped it off to the UN to handle? Genuine question, please roast me if I'm completely wrong or if you answered this a million times already. I'm a new viewer. By the way, love the intros before the show.
Total oversimplification. So basically the British were like, fuck it. They made a bunch of... Shut up, dude. You know, you guys are just... You need to recognize that you are stupid and just kind of try and respect that fact. So then the British were like, nah, fuck it. And then they invaded like frickin' everybody and bullshit. Reddit historian logged on. Did never invade Russia in the winter. Shut up. So pretty much the whole fucking thing is because Britain said, fuck it. And they made a bunch of promises and we're like, oops, oh shit, we can't keep up our promises. Yeah, dipshit. It was a clerical error. No, dumbass. The Jews were emancipated by Napoleon. What happened in the turn of the 19th century, the Napoleonic Wars? Napoleon invaded Europe to create a continental system. Along the way, he instituted a Napoleonic code, emancipated the Jews on the basis of his liberal ideology. The Jews got organized. They became powerful. All of Europe was racing towards something in the 19th century, industrially, economically, militarily, intellectually. It came to a head with the unification of Germany, convulsions that happened in the first half of the 20th century. And Jews, like everybody else, were doing the same thing. And in response to the age-old Jewish question, they got together in Basel, Switzerland in I believe it was the early 1880s. I might be off by a decade. And they got together and they made a plan to colonize Palestine. And they undertook a deliberate effort. There were several aliyahs in the late 19th, early 20th century where they sent thousands of Jews, bought land from the Turks, settled, built farms, and they tried to create this Jewish state. And to the extent that the British were involved in the Balfour Declaration, you're talking about Sykes-Picot and Balfour. The British came into possession of the Ottoman territories, the British and the French did. But it precedes that. The Sykes-Picot Agreement was preceded by the Balfour Declaration. And that is a deal where Jews in Britain and the United States leveraged each other to bring the United States into the war. And the Jews would convince Woodrow
All this is accurate.
Wilson to do that. And in exchange, the British would give the Jews in the United Kingdom the Balfour Declaration and talk about this aspiration for a Jewish state in Palestine. But it didn't end there. Then, under the British mandate, the Jews continued their slow and steady occupation. They built up militias. They built up a security force. With the Havara Agreement, many Jews settled into Israel. And the Zionists terrorized the Jews in Mesopotamia. They terrorized the Jews in Eastern Europe to drive them into the Middle East. And eventually, securing backing from American Zionist Jews, they got the declaration. They got American recognition. They ran guns into Israel. So no, it's not a clerical error. So the British, they overpromised and they were like, fuck it. No, dumbass. No, this was an intentional. And by the way, this process betrays how, here's a question for you. If all of this is about the secular Jewish state of Israel, then how did the secular Jewish state of Israel come into existence? Because it was a transnational Jewish community which created the secular state of Israel. There was already existing an international Jewish power that was so mighty and so influential that it was able to create a state out of these world wars, out of these developments over generations. Think of that. That tells you a little bit about the nature of the problem. So that's the real story.
Steve Swan sent $20. I think the exact same way as you and believe in God. I act normal and don't support the alphabet community, but I am gay. Always have been and have tried to change my attraction.
There's
What are
that.
your thoughts on a person such as me and that I support and watch your show?
Well, first of all, stop saying the alphabet community. I'm one of those normal ones. I'm not part of the alphabet mafia. Well, you're supposed to just try to not be. That's That's really the answer.
Try to not be gay? It sounds a little bit like he's speaking from experience here.
I mean, you're supposed to try to get married to a woman if possible, or you have to be chaste, or try your best to be chaste, but there is no scenario where you just embrace that lifestyle and that's good. That's not good. And unfortunately, there's not a ton of good options for you, but that's really what it is. And there's no way that anybody could ever say, well, you know, you could be a little gay. It's like, you really can't. Like, it is deeply depraved and immoral and unnatural. And I understand that you might not be able to help that, but you have to just try to be disciplined to the best of your ability.
This sounds so gay.
And that's really the answer. But, you know, there's nothing normal about being gay, unfortunately. You say, I act normal and I don't support the community. It's like, well, you know what's not normal? Two guys kissing or having anal sex. By definition, it's not normal. And by definition, it is depraved. And so you just have to try not to do that. Just have to try not to do that.
Candace got that fat pussy sent $21.
Try to work on, okay, we can't keep reading that. You have to just try to not do that as much as you can.
Erika 69 sent $20. You still drink White Monsters? At white.monster.enjoyer 150k plus Groypers on Insta.
I do. I feel, though, it's not as good as coffee. I don't know about you guys, but I get a much better kick from coffee than I get from Monster. And there's less caffeine. I get a much better kick from regular drip coffee than from a Monster. If I drink like a 12-ounce regular cup of coffee, I'm wired. If I drink a Monster, not as much. Coffee's just like a superpower. Everything else, not as much. I don't know what it is.
Agreed.
About the coffee, but it's just, I'm like way more dialed in. Monster makes me feel like shit. Monster.
Agreed. Nasty jitters, fuzziness.
It gives you energy sometimes, but you kind of feel shitty. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a dirtier high.
It's chemical energy.
I feel like you drink coffee and it's like it's a cleaner high. Is that just me, or do you feel the same way? But that's how I feel.
Jamie sent $22. You have a great smile, Nick. That's all.
Thanks.
Good boy sent $50. You should watch Attack on Titan. It's peak.
I'm not going to do that. Okay, all right. That's our last super chat. That's going to do it for me.
Holy smokes. That was an incredible amount of time for 100% super chats. He did talk a little bit about Candace Owens. He did talk a little about women, but good Lord, that's not going to age well. That's going to get clipped to infinity for the next couple days, because Candace Owens did, in fact, bring the receipts today, and I'm very excited to see how he responds to that over the next couple weeks. That is a 2-hour period of my time that I'm never going to get back. I don't even know if I can post that, because it was just 90% making fun of his super chat, but I don't even know if they'll let me keep it up, because I couldn't even comment on all of it, because half the time I didn't know what the super chats were even talking about. Did I even get some conversation? Yeah, I got some stuff on about Erika, Kirk. I got some responses in from Candace. His advice to women, honestly, is not that bad. The real strange thing about Nick Fuentes is he's so articulate and he's well researched, and he is basically an historian, except for some of the stuff. But if he could just dial it back a little bit, he'd be doing a lot better than he is. He really lets himself go off the rails, and that's just a sign of immaturity. But he's a lot better than he was, 10 years ago, 9 years ago? But that's it for me. I'm done for the night. 2 hours in. Let me know what you think in the comments.